Yes?
Well, hello. This is ASMR Gaming, and we are back here in Starmade. That's incorrect. We're back here in Skyrim. Both begin on S, you know. Well, I believe that we should have a sit down on this chair here. And then we are going to have a little study meal. A bit of wolf meat should do. And to that we could have a good drink of milk. Now, there was some studies that we was supposed to perform. Oh. Okay. Oops.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Okay, if you say so. Let's carefully put this book there. And we should have a sit down. And then we can look at it. Mists of Zergoth. In the earliest of days, in a time when the world was still raw. Oh, yes. I believe that we had some books with us that needed to be read. Oops. What's that? Whatever. And that is namely here. Let's read the Spell Tome. Ah, interesting book, wasn't it? Okay. Here we have a stolen exemplar of an explorer's guide to Skyrim. Okay, an explorer's guide to Skyrim. Let us educate ourselves. Far too often, noble visitors from Cyrodiil see little more of Skyrim than the view from their carriage. To be sure, this coarse, uncivilized province is far from hospitable, but it's also a place of fierce, wild beauty, with grand vistas and inspiring natural wonders awaiting those with the will to seek them out and the refinement to truly appreciate them. If you are of a mind to see Skyrim for yourself, I recommend beginning your adventure as I did, by seeking out Stones of Fate. No doubt you have taken a fuck by the name, as I once was. The provincials and village folks have all manner of dark tales about these ancient monuments. Stories of necromantic rituals and fell spirits of great and terrible power, conferred on any who dared to touch them. These stones are, as Jarl Igrolf once told me, a load of mammoth dung. A bit uncouth, but you get the point. to be sure, keep your guards with you all times. Brigands and wild animals are never to be taken lightly, but the stones themselves are nothing to fear. Quite the contrary, their proximity to cities and roads make them ideal destinations for the novice explorer, and many boast spectacular views that make the journey well worth the effort. To what you appreciate, here are 4 such locations. Most travelers enter Skyrim by way of Helgen, gateway of the north. If you find yourself in this backwater, novel considering taking an afternoon's ride to the north, keeping the road as it winds down the cliff and the eastern end of Lake Ilnalda. Just off the north on a small bluff lie the 3 guardian stones, the greatest concentration of standing stones all Skyrim. The view of the lake here at sunset is simply sublime. Visitors from Sergel will pass through Riften, city of intrigue and larceny, since Tiber Septim's day. If you seek adventure in the rift, leave the city by the southern gate and cast your gaze upon the bluff that rises to the south. Atop it sits the Shadow Stone, a fitting symbol for the city of thieves. Whiterun is the heart of Skyrim. It is towering palace and rivaling even the greatest castle of Cyrodiil. But should you tire of the Jarl's hospitality, another adventure awaits. A few hours to the east of the city along the road rises above White River Gorge. The ritual stone can be found atop the hill that rises on the north side of the road, set into an ancient monument. Take time to soak the incredible view of Whiterun, the tundra and the gorge from this unique spot. More seasoned explorers may wish to visit Markarth, the ancient city of stone far to the west. The recent forsworn rebellion has made travel in the reach perilous, but for those determined to seek adventure no matter the cost, another stone can be found to the east of the city, perched on the mountain above the Kolskeggr mine, though the climb is difficult, not for Khajiit. Reaching the summit is a milestone any explorer could be proud of. There are other stones of fate to be found in Skyrim. I myself have seen several more breached on the most remote mountain peaks or wreath fog amid the northern marshes. But the true joy of exploration is the discovery, and so I leave the rest to you. May the 8 guide your steps. Interesting. Let's drop it.
And they call me a savage. At least I don't leave my trash lying around. Are you looking for any specific volumes, Travis?
Interesting.
Oh, no.
Now, I believe that we should reach Azura and the box. Azura and the box. Ancient tales of Dverma, but XI. Rishbar had enjoyed adventurous youth. Nah, this is a part. Yes, I don't want to read that. Drop it. Now then, Battle of Red Mountain. The Battle of Red Mountain and Rise and Fall of the Tribunal. The following is a transcript of the words of Lord Vivek addressed to descendant priest Malar Omion, who confronted Vivek with the Ashlander tradition surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain, with prophecies of the Nedvarnier and 2 unnamed magistrates of the Inquisition joined Vivek in interrogating the descendant priest, who can clearly recall the events of the distant past. But you have asked me to tell you, in my own words, the events surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain, the birth of the Tribunal, and the prophecies of Nedvar reborn. Here is what I can tell you. When the first Shimer first abandoned the herds and tents of their nomadic ancestors and built the first great houses, we all loved the Daedra and worshipped them as gods. But our brethren, the Dverma, scorned the Daedra and mocked our foolish rituals, and preferred instead their gods of reason and logic. So the Shimer and Dverma were always at bitter war until the Nords came and invaded Restein. Only then did the Shimer and Dverma put away their strife and join together to cast out the invaders. Once the Nords were driven out, General Neverus of the Shimer and General Dumak of the Dverma, who had come to love and respect one another, resolved to make peace between their peoples. In that time, I was but a junior chancellor at Nerevar. Nerevar's queen, Almalexia, and his other favorite counselor, Sothasil, always doubted that such peace might long survive. Given the bitter disputes between Shaima and Verma, but the negotiation and compromises, Nerevar and Jumak somehow managed to preserve a fragile peace. But when Dagoth Ur, Lord of House Dagoth, entrusted as a friend by both Nerevar and Vermer, both us prove that High Engineer Kargenerak of the Dverma had discovered the heart of Lorca, and that he had learned how to tap its powers, and was building a new god, a mockery of Shaimer faith and fierce weapon too. We all urge Nerevar to make war on the dwarves and destroy this threat to Shaimer beliefs and security. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Namak and asked if what Dagoth-Ur said was true. But the Kagarenath, the engineer, took great offense and asked whom Nerevar thought he was, that he might presume to judge the affairs of the Dverma. Nerevar was further troubled and made pilgrimage to Holo Maya, the Scar's Temple of Azura. Azura confirmed that all that Dagoth-Ur said was indeed true, and that the creation of a new god of the Dverma should be prevented at all costs. When Nerevar came back and told us what the goddess had said, we left our judgments confirmed, and again counseled him to war. Chiding Nerevar for his nature thrust in friendship and reminding Nerevar of his duty to protect the faith and security of the Shaimer against the impetity and dangerous ambitions of the Dverma. Then Nerevar sent back to Dvarvensfell one last time, hoping that negotiations and compromise might once again preserve the peace. But this time the friends Nerevar and the Duma quarreled bitterly, and as a result the Shaimer and Dverma went to war. The Dverma were well defended by their fortresses at Red Mountain, but Nerevar's cunning drew most of Dunmak's armies out into the field and pinned them there, while Nerevar, Dagoth-Ur, and a small group of companions could make their way to the half chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar, the Shaimer king, met Tumak, the dwarf king, and they both collapsed from grievous wounds and draining magics. With Tumak fallen and threatened by Dagoth-Ur and others, Kagnanak turned his tool upon the heart, and Nerevar said he saw Karagnas and all his Dverma companions at once disappear from the world. In that instant, Dwemer everywhere disappeared without a trace. But Kagnarak's tools remained, and Dagoth-Ur seized them, and he carried them to Nervar, saying, "That fool Skagnat has destroyed his own people with these things. We should destroy them right away, lest they fall into the wrong hands." But Nervar was resolved to confer that his queen and his generals had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal that we saw to with them for every they have wisdom in the past that I had not stayed there loyal Dagoth-Ur until I return. So Nervar to the Dagoth-Ur to protect the duels and the hard chamber until he returned. Then Nervar was carried to us, where we waited on the slopes of Red Mountain, and he told us all that had transpired under Red Mountain. That Nervar had said what the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and that the heart of Lochthron held wondrous powers. Only later did we hear from others present that Dagoth-Ur had the thought that Dwemer destroyed, not made immortal, and no one knows for sure what really happened there. After hearing Nervar, we gave our counsel as he requested, proposing we should preserve these tools in trust for the welfare of the Shaman people. And who knows, perhaps the Dwemer are not gone forever, but merely transported to some distant realm from which they may some day return to threaten our security once again. Therefore, we need to keep these tools, to study them and their principles, so that we may be safe in future generations. And thought Nervar voiced his grave misgivings as he was willing to be ruled by our council under one condition, that we all together should swear a solemn oath upon Azura that the tools would never be used in the profane manner that Dwemer had intended. We all readily agreed and swore solemn oaths and Nervar's dictations. So then we went with Nervar back into the Red Mountain and met with Dagoth-Ur. Dagoth-Ur refused to deliver these tools to us, saying that they were dangerous and that we could not touch them. Dagoth-Ur seemed to be irrational, insisting that only he could be trusted with his tools, and then we guessed that he had somehow been affected by his handling of the tools. But now I feel sure that he had privately learned the powers of the tools. some confused way, decided he must have them for himself, and Nedavad and their guard resorted to force to secure the tools. Somehow, Dagoth Ur and his retainers escaped, but we gained the tools and delivered them to Sofa Sil for study and safe keeping. For some years, we kept an oath we swore to Azura with Nedavad, but during that time in secret, Sofa Sil must have studied their tools and divined their mysteries. And at last he came to us with a vision of a new world of peace, with justice and honor for nobles, and health and prosperity for the commoners. With the tribunal as immortal patrons and guides, and deciding ourselves to the vision of a better world, we made a pilgrimage to Red Mountain and transformed ourselves with the power of Kaganarak's tools. And no sooner we had completed our rituals. Yes, soon we completed our rituals and began to discover our newfound powers. The Daedra Lord Azura appeared and cursed us for our forsworn oath. By her powers of prophecy, she assured us that her champion, Nedavad, true to his oath, would return to punish us for our bird defeat and to make sure such profane knowledge might never again be used to mock and defy the will of the gods. But Sofa Sil said to her, "The old gods are cruel and arbitrary and distant from the hopes and fears of men. Your age is past. We are the new gods, born of the flesh and wise and caring of the needs of our people. Spare us your threats and chiding in his inconsistent spirit. We are bold and fresh, you will not fear you. We will not fear you, yes." And then, in that moment, all Shimmer were changed into a Dunmer, and our skins turned ashen, and our eyes into fire. Of course, we only knew at that time that this had appeared to us, but Azura said, "This is not my act, but your act. You have chosen your fate, the fate of your people, and all the Dunmer shall share your fate. From now to the end of time, you think yourselves gods, but you are blind, and all is darkness, and Azura left us alone in the darkness, and we were all afraid. But we put on brave faces and went forth from the Red Mountain to build a new world of our dreams. And the new world we shaped was glorious and generous, and the worship of the Dunmer fervent and grateful. The Dunmer were at first afraid of their new faces, but Sofa Sil spoke to them, saying that it was not a curse but a blessing, a sign of their changed natures, and a sign of the special flavor they might enjoy as a new man. No longer barbarians trembling before ghosts and spirits, but civilized men speaking directly to their immortal friends. by Thorsathil's speech and vision and took heart. And over time we crafted these customs and institutions of a just and honorable society, and a land of restrained new millennia of peace, equity, and prosperity unknown to other savage races. But beneath the red mountain, Dargoth had survived, and even as the light of our bold new world shined ever more brightly, beneath Red Mountain the darkness gathered, and the darkness that was close kin to the bright light of Thorsathil coaxed from the heart of Lokran with the tools of Kagrenak. As the darkness grew, we fought it and crafted walls to confine it, but we could never destroy it. For the source of the darkness was the same source, the source of our own divine inspiration. And in these latter days of Morrowind, reduced to a subjugated province of the Western Empire, as the glory of the temple fades and the dark tide rises from the Red Mountain, we are reminded of Athura and the promised champion's return. We have waited, blind and in darkness, mere shadows, drained of our aberrant vision in shame and our folly, in fear of our judgment, and in hope of our deliverance. We do not know if the outlander claiming to fulfill the prophecies of the Neverlands is our old companion Nedeva reborn, or a paw of the Emperor, or is a cat's paw of Azura, or some simple twist of fate, but we insist you adhere to temple doctrine and conform to the strictures dividing the Hieroglyphia from the Apocrypha, and that you not speak that which must not be spoken openly. Act as a dutiful priest should, in accordance with your vows of obedience to the canyons and archcanyons, and all will be forgiven. Defy me, and you will know what it is to stand against a god. Signed, Vivek. That was sure a very thick book. Well,
Not really. I've forgotten what I was looking for.
oh,
Well then, let me know if you need anything.
that was a very
What's that?
interesting
Oh,
book.
yes, thank you. I will.
It was very inspiring reading, I must say. Well, I think we will create a pile of books of our own. All our red books we will put in a pile here.
Can I help you with anything, Nereus?
I was wondering, has Ferolda been in recently? Borrowed any books that you can recall?
And this is...
Enchanting services are one of the
Don't
few
want to
things
read
that keep us
that.
in touch with the rest of Skyrim.
Anything that could
If
get
you
her
say
into
so.
trouble?
I'm here to help you with books, Nerea. That's all.
Oops.
Ah, yes. Of
Can I
course.
close this book?
No, I don't need anything.
This is harder than it might look. I think I have some mod for this actually,
Keep me busy,
but
Sergius.
then I must start it.
As always, the Nords don't ever stop wanting things enchanted.
Shh! This is a library. Well, that was a very interesting reading. that is Battle of Red Mountain. Well, we will continue with our education, but we will first take a little break and, well, it will naturally continue the next time. So, ASMR Gaming here. I will say thank you very much for watching, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Have a good night or a great day. ASMR Gaming out.